basically. Welcome into Newcastle Stadium, Gene Reed Field, the location tonight. Todd Lisby, Drake Vitito, Blanchard Lions football is on the air as Blanchard takes on the Newcastle Racers. Tonight's game brought to you by Blanchard Eye Care. And Drake, let's meet the starters, brought to you by Brightway Insurance. Let's start with Blanchard on the offensive side of the ball.
Absolutely. We'll start with the big boys up front. We got Ross Johnson at left tackle, Ryder Dobbs left guard, Trey Spencer at center, Blake Woods at right guard, Braden Heffernan coming in at that right tackle position. Then we got the suite of wide receivers, Court Pierce, Brayson Carter, Terrence Johnson, and of course Matthew Tonsing in for the injured Reagan Palmer, Carson Cooksey at quarterback, Mikhail Howell at running back, and then we're going to see Hudson Perriman in at those tight end spots. How about the defense, Todd?
I'll tell you what, we'll get to the defensive starters when Blanchard's on defense because the Lions are going to take the opening kickoff here. There is a strong south to north wind tonight that Newcastle will have at their back on the kick.
We're among the enemy, Todd.
We are. We're sitting on the Newcastle side in the stand, so if our view is blocked momentarily, you will know why. Not great numbers tonight for Newcastle. Blue on black, never great for the play-by-play, man. As this ball is booted away. And Carter's going to get it at the 3 and return it off the right hash to the 15-20. Up the middle of the field and tackled at about the 22-yard line by a gang of Newcastle Racers. Newcastle 4-0 coming into this game. Blanchard at 3-1. Let's talk about our injury report brought to you by Hometown Healthcare tonight.
Absolutely. Reagan Palmer, who's been on the injury report for the past couple weeks with that cracked collarbone. Still week to week, as Coach Craig said this week in the coach's show. Really looking for him to get back here in the next couple weeks. Matthew Thompson's been really good on that offense and defensive end for him, stepping in for Palmer.
Thompson is in slot left on this first down play as Cooksey works out of the shotgun. Howell to his left from his own 21-yard line. Opening possession of the game. Newcastle shows blitz. They do. It's a handoff to Howell. He cuts up at the 20 and dives across the 25 to the 26 for a gain of 5.
That was really important in this week's Coach Craig talk at the coach's show, really establishing that run early. This is a good upper-class Newcastle defense, and getting this run started will open up so much in the passing game for Blanchard as the game rolls on.
Second down and 5 for Blanchard from the 26-yard line. Same formation, 2 receivers each side, ball in the middle of the field for Cooksey, who hands off to Howell again, right up the middle this time, met by a little more resistance. He's tackled at the 28-yard line for a gain of a couple. It's going to be 3rd down and 3.
With these rivalry games, Todd, I really think the big determining factor is going to be the line of scrimmage. If that Blanchard front is able to establish themselves early in the game and really ride that wave of momentum through the rest of the game, I think this is going to be a game of inches, and it's going to be decided at the line of scrimmage.
Hunter Berry on that tackle for Newcastle on the last one. It's a 3rd down and 3 for Blanchard from the 28-yard line. Cooksey looks left, throws left, pass complete, out across the 30 and spun out of bounds at the 31. Then a late hit, no flag comes in.
Hey, hold on, that's Reagan Palmer.
And Reagan Palmer does make the grab at the 31 for a 1st down.
That's a welcome sight to see, especially, I mean, he made, a big impact in that first game before going down in that, I believe it was the 1st or 2nd drive. It's a really welcome sight seeing him out here after the injury to the cracked collarbone.
Not a lot of complaints on the Blanchard sideline, so maybe from my view it looked late. Might have still been on the field to play, but did take a hit right at the end. Got the 1st down. That's a First United 1st down and 10 for Blanchard at the 31. Cooksey hands to Howell, left side, lowers his head at the line of scrimmage, fights out to about the 35 before he's dragged back, a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
The big advantage, I wouldn't even say advantage, a big positive for this Newcastle squad is that up front on both lines, they are really, really big, really strong. And so establishing that run is going to be important for Blanchard. But on the other side, it's going to be important for that Blanchard front line on defense to do just the same with that Newcastle O.
Perryman in the game at tight end right this time on a 2nd down and 6. Cooksey hands to Howell again, right up the middle, met at the line, got about a yard. About 6 black jerseys surround him after a gain of 1. It'll be 3rd and 5.
For those of you listening right now on the stream, we are maybe going to be experiencing some in and outs, so just bear with us. The guest Wi-Fi is not the best, but we will roll with the punches like we always do.
3rd and 5 from the 36. Cooksey takes the shotgun snap, rolls to his right, looking, steps into one, throws, pass caught. That's Corrick Pierce up the midfield for a big gainer. 14 yards and a First United first down.
Corrick Pierce has been a very, very good constant for this Blanchard offense. As you can see right there, he's really good yards after catch. Really good open field tackle by that Newcastle defender, but if he wouldn't have made it, Pierce would have had a lot of green in front of him. Really good drawn-up play there, though, for the O.
Ball's right at the midfield stripe. 9:20 to go first quarter. 1st and 10 for Blanchard. Vaughn McIntyre in at running back now to the right of Cooksey. Cooksey hands to McIntyre right up the middle, tries to weasel through a small hole there and does get a couple yards as he spins down to the 48, gain of 2 on the play.
It's one of the good things about this Blanchard run attack is that with Mikhail Howell, you get such a dynamic, agile runner. And then there's kind of a dichotomy there with Vaughn McIntyre being a power runner. Keeps that defense guessing, especially at that line of scrimmage.
2nd and 8 for Blanchard at the Newcastle 48. Blanchard seems to be working a little slower than usual offensively.
Methodical.
Yeah, a little more, as you said, methodical as Cooksey looks to throw. Nobody open, has time, floats one. Perryman wide open 30, 25, 20, 15 to the 10 to the 5, and in for a touchdown. 52 yards for a Blanchard touchdown. The Lions strike first. It's 6-0 with 8:17 to go in the first quarter.
That was a really good patient find there. Really good redirection of the route there by Hudson. But, man, star of that play, the O-line. I think Carson Cooksey had as much time as he wanted to make that throw, and it made the defense have to wait that much longer, and Hudson Perryman broke free for 6.
Matt Campbell on to kick the extra point for Blanchard. Snap and hold are good. The kick is away. It's got plenty of leg, but he missed it wide left. 8:17 to go first quarter. 6-0 Blanchard with the lead. This is Blanchard Lions football.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has been training skilled and dedicated individuals, giving clear career paths to over 90,000 graduates a year. These individuals are the heartbeat of the Oklahoma workforce, serving thousands of companies, fueling this state's economy. Oklahoma is powered by Career Tech.
Welcome back to Newcastle. Todd Lismy, Drake Vitito. 79 yards on the opening drive for the Blanchard Lions. 48-yard touchdown from Carson Cooksey to Hudson Perryman, and it's 6-0 Blanchard after the extra point was missed as Maldonado's got it on the tee. That touchdown brought to you by Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air. This one's picked up at the 19 and returned out to the 30, to the 33, and up to the 34-yard line. Is good tackle on special teams that time by Brody Sherman for Blanchard. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Racers at the 34.
That opening drive was about as much as you could have asked for with this Blanchard squad, but what we need to look forward to with this Newcastle O, that front 5 is really big, and they're going to be running the ball a lot. So run defense is going to be key here for the rest of the game for this Blanchard D.
First down from the 34. As it's a fake handoff and a roll to the right, a pass deep down the middle of the field. Man open, that pass is nearly caught and incomplete. Intended for Jalen Lane and just a little too tall for him. As Jackson Burke's pass will be incomplete, and it's 2nd and 10. Nearly a big play for the Racers.
Yeah, Coach Craig said this week on the coaches show that they're not afraid to take shots. It's a little bit of like what we saw versus Shawnee. Shawnee was really run and gun. when they wanted to take those big shots. But those opportunities will come, because as much as they're going to get open, as much opportunity there is will be for an interception as well.
Burke in the gun. This time hands up off the middle out to the 41-yard line. That's Bradford. He runs that from the 34 to the 41, 7-yard scamper. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Just wanted to give a quick shout out to tonight's game sponsor, Blanchard Eye Care. We've been having a little bit of technical difficulty. Didn't really get to have a traditional pregame like we usually do, but big shout out to Blanchard Eye Care for being tonight's game sponsor.
And by the way, after this 3rd down play, we'll tell you about the Blanchard defensive starters. 3rd down and 3 is Burke, fakes the handoff, throws in the flat, left side for Lane, and he's wrestled out of bounds, short of the 1st down. 1-yard gain on the play. And it's going to be 4th down and 3. Tonight's defensive starters brought to you by Brightway Insurance. I guess it's safe to say Reagan Palmer's back.
Yeah.
Although it looks like the starters are going to be Matthew Tonsey and Terrence Johnson at corner. Cork, Pierce, Brayson, Carter at safety. The linebackers, Gage Ellison, Braden Stacy, Ben Hefner, Tyler Hughes, Blake Woods, Cade Saunders, Ross Johnson, the linemen. 4th down and 3. Newcastle has the offense on the field. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Burke takes the snap. He's going to punt it away. The old quick kick punt. It's a really good one. Down inside the 15, inside the 10. That's all the way down to the 8-yard line. That's perfectly executed. That's a punt of 51 yards. And Blanchard will start at the 8-yard line, but the Lions do get a stop and have the ball up 6-0 with 7:15 to go on the first strike. Have
a big chance here to really ride that wave of momentum that they got in that first drive. Started with a big 3rd down and 3 conversion. I really do think these Blanchard skill position players are going to be able to test that Newcastle secondary. There's going to be those options. It's just up to Cooksey to find them. He's done well thus far this year. He's just got to keep going.
I want to shout out some sponsors here. Keeler Custom Homes, First United Bank and Mortgage. 1st down and 10 for Blanchard at the 8-yard line. Cooksey shouting instructions. Perryman is the tight end to the right. McIntyre to the right of Cooksey, who's in the gun. Straight drop, looking, throwing deep left side for Pierce, that's Palmer, who had a step. It's a little bit underthrown, and it's knocked away. Good coverage that time by Rex Heskew, and it'll be a 2nd and 10.
It was a really good route there from Reagan. He was able to create that separation, just a little bit underthrown there from Cooksey, but almost made a really good catch there. Good job by the Newcastle corner to make up some ground and create a diversion.
Tonight's broadcast brought to you also by Craig and Strait Orthodontics, Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air, the LB Realty Group, Blanchard Eye Care, as we've got a 2nd down and 10 for the Lions at the 8-yard line.
I'm trying to look at Palmer. It looks like he has a brace on that shoulder, that black part riding up his white sleeve.
Yep.
Probably.
Perryman tight end to the left. It's a fake handoff and a throw to Perryman in the flat right side, and it's well read by Newcastle as he gets to the 11-yard line for a gain of about 3. It's going to set up a 3rd down and 7. I want to thank some more sponsors tonight. Casa de Wolf Design, Sutterfield Surveying, Hometown Healthcare, Coops Performance Gym, Quick Wrench, 10 Arrows Roofing. And as you mentioned earlier, our game sponsor tonight, our title sponsor is Brightway Insurance. Hometown Healthcare is the sponsor of our injury update. If you missed that pregame, we thought Reagan Palmer was injured, but he's out here. It's to the delight of the Blanchard fans. 3rd and 8 for the Lions from the 11. Need to get it out to about the 19. Cooksey in the gun, takes the snap, straight drop, 4-man rush, throws it in the flat to McIntyre. He's hit and the ball comes flying out, and the pass is incomplete. Big hit made by T.J. Bradford. The pass is incomplete, and it'll be 4th down.
That was a really good play there from Newcastle. They had all the routes covered. Ended up passing up in the flats there to McIntyre, and he got lit up by number 5 on Newcastle's team. It's all right. There's going to be a lot of ebbs and flows of this game. That's exactly what a rivalry game's supposed to be. It's all about taking the hits and riding that wave of momentum, making sure the enemy gets none other.
Bradford lost his helmet on the play, so he's going to have to come off for this, what should be a punt play, as Cooksey's working out of the shotgun on 4th down. There are a couple players deep for Newcastle. That's Heskew and Jordan Lane. Now we've got a stoppage of play.
Trying to figure out what's on the field right there, right above the 0.
It's like a piece of a pom-pom.
Shrapnel?
Yeah, it looks like one of those glittery pieces, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just gleaming just right off the stadium lights tonight.
How about Newcastle having a separate section for the students? It's interesting. It's a first.
That's pretty great. How about the skyline to our north tonight?
It's a little reddish.
Beautiful night here in Newcastle.
Todd, I don't need to remind you, but we weren't here for this game last year.
We were not. Well, we weren't here. They didn't play here last year, Drake. So
True. They played in Blanchard.
That's right, but we weren't there for that game.
A 19-0 final to that game last year.
5.5 to go, first quarter. Clock is stopped after the incompletion.
Coach Craig seems to be angry about something. Not sure what, though.
Yeah, so here's what he's upset about. The ball was at the 11-yard line.
Right.
And there was an incomplete pass on 3rd down and 8, and they moved it all the way back to the 9-yard line. So it should be 4th and 8 at the 11-yard line.
And the refs seem to be just following the board, which says 4th and 8 at the 9.
Yeah, now they've moved it back up. Just 2 yards. And I would imagine Blanchard's still going to punt it away here with Cooksey out of the shotgun formation. Perriman goes in motion. Cooksey calling out commands. Blanchard going to go for it here. They are. Cooksey's going to drop the throw on 4th down. He's hit and he is sacked inside the 5-yard line. And Newcastle's going to take over on downs.
Man, don't really understand that play there. I don't know if it was just something, an option for Cooksey, and he just maybe saw something that he could have thrown to instead of kick, but really head-scratching decision there. Sets up Newcastle really well, a couple yards from pay dirt.
1st and goal at the 3 for Newcastle now. As Burke will have Bradford to his right. Working from the right hash. Burke hands to Bradford. Right side, Bradford sneaks through, and he's in for the touchdown. 1 play from 3 yards. It's a touchdown for TJ Bradford, and we are tied up at 6 with the extra point on the way. As Toby Batchelder will try to put Newcastle in the lead.
I'm really just trying to think about it, just because you saw the wide receivers all go, which maybe thinks that they were just trying to go get the punt returner. I don't know if Cooksey, there was an option for Cooksey there, just dumbfounded me.
Extra point is right through the middle. And with 5:17 to go first quarter, Newcastle has the lead. It's Newcastle 7, Blanchard 6. You're listening to Blanchard Lions football. .5:17 to go. First quarter, 7-6. Newcastle with the lead. 3-yard touchdown run by TJ Bradford. Tonight's game brought to you by Blanchard Eye Care. Want to give a shout out to all the people who have helped get us up and running tonight, because I know it has not been easy, Drake.
Yeah, no, Ashley Robertson, the great Nate, obviously always a part of the crew. Getting what we got. and just doing the best of what we can with it. This is not the first time, Todd, though, that we've been, among the opposing side's student section a couple of times. Cushing is one I remember, and then Tuttle was another one that we were set up.
Cushing,
right
we were in the
stands.
Blanchard stands.
True. So
Tuttle,
I guess Tuttle.
yeah.
I guess Tuttle was the only
We're
one.
1-0 in the other team's stands so far.
True. That was on a final play, too.
That's right. This one's going to be booted away. And Carter can return it from the 6. Up to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, 30, has room, 35, 40. 45, gets away from a face mask, down the sideline, 40, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. It's a touchdown with no flags. 94-yard kickoff return for Brayson Carter. And Blanchard's back on top, 12-7. And the Lions will probably go for 2 here. We'll see.
I was just about to say that Newcastle's kicking teams traditionally in the past have been really good, so I'm really intrigued to see if they actually kick to the Blanchard returners. They kicked it to the one person that you probably shouldn't kick it to, Brayson Carter, and he's able to take it back for 6. So it was a great response from the Blanchard team that just gave up a touchdown in the lead to Newcastle. Great response there.
Touchdown brought to you by Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air. 2-point conversion chance here for the Lions. 2 receivers each side, ball in the middle of the field. McIntyre to the left of Cooksey. Cooksey fakes a handoff, looks left, throws left, corner end zone for Perryman. High pass, he one-handed it. Did he catch it? What a grab in the back of the end zone for Hudson Perryman, and it's 14-7 Blanchard with 5:02 to go in the first quarter. This is Blanchard Lions football.
Is it time for your school or business to purchase a new phone system? Give the experts at Versatile Networks a call. In most cases, we can provide a phone system with brand new phones for less than your current monthly bill. Call us for a free quote today.
Welcome back to Newcastle. 5:02 to go first quarter, 14-7 Blanchard with the lead. Todd Lisenby, Drake Vitito. Reeves Mitchell back in studio on Classic Rock 104.5. Tonight's game brought to you by Blanchard Eye Care, as Maldonado's got it on the tee to kick it away. It's a short angled kick. It hits at the 32. The ball's in the air and Newcastle jumps on it. That was a perfect angled kick by Maldonado, but it's recovered by Shane Lovejoy for Newcastle. It'll be 1st and 10 Racers at the 33-yard line.
It's definitely one of those kicks where the first half you're like, really? And then you're like, oh, I get it. Blanchard about 2 yards away from diving on a ball and getting the ball back. Really, really good place kick there from Maldonado.
3 receivers left, tied into the right on first down for Newcastle. Burke has Bradford to his left in the gun. Hands to Bradford, right side, gets away from the first tackler, hit across the 35, and somehow bounces forward to the 38 for a nice gain of about 5 on first down.
Here's a little bit of food for thought for you. We have 21 combined total points with about 5 minutes left in this game, and that's already more than the entire score of both teams from last year's game. A little bit of a different feel.
Well, you know when you and I call a game, it's got to last 4 hours. Those are the rules.
That is true.
2nd down and 5 from the 38. And a false start on Newcastle as someone got a little antsy there in the backfield. Going to be a 5-yard penalty on the Racers. Going to erase that first down gain.
And nice. What's so interesting, too, is that, Newcastle, Blanchard, a Tri-City rivalry, this is I think the 2nd or 3rd year that Blanchard and Newcastle have played in the past, 10. I mean, it's been a while since they've been matched up in district play, and this will be the third year before they get re-mixed up.
Like you mentioned, 19-0 win for Blanchard last year at home. As Burke on 2nd and 10 drops the throw, has time, fires over the middle, pass caught. 45 slipping a tackle in midfield. Terrence Johnson makes the tackle at the 45-yard line in Blanchard territory, but not before a nice gain for Rex Heskew from Burke. That's a gain of 22 on the play.
Much like that touchdown pass play in the beginning drive for Blanchard, it's all about that Newcastle front, giving that Newcastle quarterback enough time to make that play. He had it all day back there. Made a really good throw in the middle of the field.
1st and 10 Newcastle, handoff to Bradford, and not much there. He is driven backwards by Gage Ellison after a gain of just 1 from the 45 down to the 44.
You know, I'm already thinking about, Newcastle kicking and, how the Shawnee game, we really were really close to maybe getting a game decided by a field goal here. Excuse me. With this Newcastle kicking squad, you never think a lead up 2 or up 3 will be determined by just a touchdown.
2nd down at the 44. Fake handoff by Burke. Keeps it up the middle and barrels forward for about 4 yards to the 40. It's going to set up a 3rd down and 5 with 3:33 and ticking to go in this first quarter. 4-0 for Newcastle this year. 34-14 win over Weatherford. A really nice win to open the season. Then 35-21 over Plainview on the road. 69-7 over Woodward and 55-6 over Tecumseh last week. So team who hasn't given up more than 21 this year, down 14-7 right now. Burke, hands right up the middle, big hole to the 30, still on his feet to the 26-yard line. As on the carry that time, it was Burchett. And there is a flag down.
I think it could be helmet to helmet. He threw it right with the first contact with Corick, but I don't know who that would go on. Offensive player?
I think that's might be what they're calling.
It's the only thing I can think of. That's when the flag came out.
I mean, the runner can't lower his head. It's a hold on Newcastle.
The back judge called that.
And it's a spot foul at the 32. So that's going to move the ball back to the 42. So it's basically a 2-yard penalty.
Is that common?
And he races a gain of about 15 yards, and it'll be 3rd down and 7. Here's just a hold on probably a linebacker is probably what he called.
Okay.
So now 3rd and 7 from the 42.
Big break for Blanchard either way. Got to take advantage of the penalties and potentially turnovers that are given to them. This is that first test right here.
Burke in the gun. Hands off right up the middle, and a good tackle made as I believe that was Ellison who again knifed in right at the line of scrimmage. Tackling Burchett. It'll be 4th down and 6 from the 41, a gain of 1.
Really, we see it, a couple of times per game. No man's land, easily 4th down to go for it. Potentially, I don't know. Their punting's been, that first punt was really good. We'll see.
Hard count from Burke to a straight drop and throw. Left side pass caught at the 34-yard line for a 1st down. Coverage was too soft, and Heskew took advantage of it for a 7-yard gain and a 1st down.
You can see Carter there kind of getting on Terrence Johnson there. I think he's talking about, knowing you're down in distance and maybe where that route's going to end up being. Terrence Johnson got lost in the sauce there, just kind of lost that outside receiver. Really good recognition there from Newcastle and really good down in distance, knowing where the marker's at.
1st and 10 at the Blanchard 34 and a timeout by Newcastle. We'll take it with them. 2:31 to go first quarter, 14-7 Blanchard leads. You're listening to Blanchard Lions football.
Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back, always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples, Nix, and Dieselhorst, and we are here to help.
The AMG team is based in Oklahoma City and delivers your organization revenue enhancement through a combination of data science, innovative marketing, and business automation. We think like owners.
Welcome back to Racer Stadium, Gene Reed Field here in Newcastle. 1st and 10 for the Racers at the the Blanchard 34-yard line. I'm already thinking about next week's game.
That's next week. That's right.
2:31 to go first quarter.
Cannot be understated, though. Very important. The most important stretch of games here for Blanchard these next couple of weeks for the entire season.
Burke on first down, straight drop, has time, looks, throws, left side pass, caught at the 12-yard line. As that's Jordan Lane who makes that grab. The ball is thrown a little behind him, or he might have gone for a touchdown. It's going to be a first down to the 12, gain of 22.
A little bit of I don't really want to say misdirection, just kind of forcing that secondary to make a decision on two different routes. Good job by the Newcastle quarterback there, finding the person that was open.
First down and 10 at the 12-yard line. I wonder why the police walked by. Someone's got to move their car. Burke takes the snap, fakes a handoff, and rolls right. Throws, corner of the end zone for Heskew, I believe, and that wasn't Heskew, the intended receiver. It's overthrown and incomplete, intended for Aiden Schumer. It'll be a 2nd and 10.
I'm going to be honest, that throw looked like the throw that Perriman caught in the end zone, just looking like it was going to be way out of bounds. Didn't really get to speak any on that catch, but it was really good.
2nd and 10 at the 12. I don't think that's supposed to be going during the play. Burke looks right, throws right, pass caught at the 6-yard line. Going to be a gain of 6. As that's Schumard who made the grab, and it'll be a 3rd down and 4 from the 11 coming up. Or excuse me, from the 6 coming up.
Pretty interesting strategy here from Newcastle so far. Really thought they were going to lean into that line play and kind of try and establish that run game, but we've seen a ton of passing here almost exclusively on this drive. And they're about to sneak it in for a TD.
3rd down and 4 from the 6 with 1:22 to go first quarter. Blanchard up 14-7. There's a fake handoff by Burke. Back of the end zone, pass is incomplete. Double coverage intended for Schumard. And it'll be 4th down. And Newcastle will send on the kicking unit. As Toby Batchelder will try to put them up. Or excuse me, put them within 4.
Without this Blanchard has been playing so far, Newcastle hasn't been able to really stop them outside of that one failed 4th down conversion. But settling for field goals here in this game might not be the recipe for success. That
23-yarder right hash.
It'll be if Blanchard can keep scoring at will like they have been.
Kick is up and good. 14-10 the score. 1:03 to go in the first quarter.
Didn't even see this, Todd, but I don't know if those are just fans that have the option to walk on the treadmill, that second level in the I don't even know the locker room, but
there are people up there walking on the treadmill during the game. It is
nice.
Interesting.
And what's interesting is, this facility's, it's not old, but this was built back when, I don't know, probably I was in intermediate or middle school. They've been able to keep it really well here at Newcastle. Pretty good spot for soccer games too, right?
Yeah, I've called some state championship soccer games here last year. In fact, called I think 3 or 4 of them here over the course of a couple days. Had a few lightning delays. That was fun.
I bet you love that.
Quite a big fan. Next Friday, Tuttle comes to the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex. Will be a big one in Blanchard. Don't forget, if you are not able to make it out, you can hear the game on the stream or on Classic Rock 104.5.
One of the interesting things about that game is obviously we called that last year. One of their best players, McAdoo, was out. He's kind of a do-it-all guy for them, so I'm really intrigued to see, what Tuttle looks like. Don't know if you can necessarily say they're as good as they were last year, but with McAdoo in the fold, I think you have to be just as serious for that Tuttle squad as you are right now for this Newcastle squad if you're Blanchard. And they will be. It's a rivalry at the end of the day.
Remember, the last kickoff was taken back 94 yards by Carter, and this one's going to just be kicked out of bounds. So Blanchard will have it at the 35.
No, if it would have been a little bit more to the right, it would have been a touchback. I think Newcastle learned their lesson on the last kick, though.
So 1st and 10 for Blanchard at the 35-yard line.
Kickoff sails out of bounds. Blanchard will take over 1st and 10 at their own 35.
We haven't seen this Blanchard offense aside from a 2-point conversion play for quite some time.
Really good there by the O-line to set that edge, make him get right off the line. It's going to be important, Todd. I really can't say it enough. Whether it be McIntyre or Howell, it's imperative that they get that run game going.
2nd and 4 at the 41. Handoff again to Howell, right side, and he squirms through near the first down marker, and he's going to have it at the 46-yard line. He needed 4, and he got 5.
It really
1st and
is
10 for Blanchard.
It really is going to be decided at the line of scrimmage here, and I think early you got to give it to the Lions. Obviously, Newcastle has been able to do some things through the air here, maybe a little bit unexpected, not really sure. But with the lines performing the way they are and how big each line is, got to give the slight edge to Blanchard here so far.
That's a First United first down for Blanchard at the 46-yard line. Cooksey out of the gun. Hands to Howell. Nope, fakes the handoff, keeps it left side out to the 50-yard line and gets maybe just across it before he's tackled after a gain of about 4. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. 1 quarter in the books. Blanchard with the lead 14-10. You're listening to Blanchard Lions football.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-08.
So, Reeves Mitchell back in the Classic Rock 104.5 studios. It'll be a second down. 6 for Blanchard.
It is Military Appreciation Night here at Newcastle, so they are sending back each squad.
Everyone that's active or veteran military is standing right now. We're all giving them a good round of applause. We certainly appreciate their service.
Now we would like to ask you to please direct your attention to the field as our athletic director.
Tonight's game brought to you by Blanchard Eye Care.
Our very own teacher and football coach, Judd Wilson.
Presentation going on the field. One of the Newcastle assistant coaches who, as I mentioned, I don't know if we noticed it by the time we did our starting lineups by Brightway Insurance earlier, but if you've missed it, Reagan Palmer back in the lineup tonight for Blanchard.
Big plus for that offense and defense.
Spread out wide left as here's a handoff to Howell up the middle on a draw. Nice carry, but a flag comes in right in the area of holding.
Flag
And this one might be going back 10 yards on the Lions.
On that previous play, really good catch and throw from Cooksey, but a good catch by Pierce. You know, one thing we don't really get to say a whole lot, especially at the high school level, is there are a lot of receivers at the high school level that really weary of catching that ball in the middle of the field because, you know, that kind of sixth sense kicks in and you might be scared that, you know, there might be a guy waiting for you to just ring your bell, kind of like we saw over there in that pass in the flats with McIntyre. Really good by Corrick after the play, catching that ball, getting a couple of extra yards tacked on through some contact.
1st and 20 now at the 50. 11:40 to go first half. Cooksey. Play action, straight drop, steps up. There's another hole. Blanchard got away with one there. The flag does come in as Pierce makes the grab down to the 43, and we're going to have a 1st and 30, Drake, because this is another hold on the Lions.
It's one of the things that Coach Craig talked